additional bit here which you didn't find in the actual radio programme. A little visit to Fallodon station, which doesn't exist. It was a small private station, as it says on the sign here, opened in July 1847, built for Sir George Grey, the owner of nearby Fallodon Hall, to ensure he support the construction of the railway. And you can see why if you sort of look round from here. You'll see fields, and I think you see the hall through a little gap in the trees there, and the lodge, and more fields, and more fields, and more fields. So you can see there's nothing else here at all, really. And it's a nice little plaque here to remember it. Featuring a picture of a North Eastern Railway train, and also an Azuma, and a nice little 1857 bit of stonework there, and of course the level crossing. Let's just look at the Azuma going across there. The lights are flashing, so we've got something else coming through the crossing now. Almost certainly another Azuma, but there's a lot of different variety on the East Coast Main Line, even here. I say even here, between Newcastle and Edinburgh, of course. There's still a sign saying Fallodon up on the crossing electronics, and vehicles going across. And a gate as well for the inspection. Oh, there's something really nice to me about a rural level crossing. We can hear in the background the train. I believe that one originates from Berwick on Tweed. That's rather eerie sound. And there's a little sign here which I've not visited. Caution, track grooves ahead. Oh wow, let's groove. It's a miserable July day, to be honest, but nonetheless, let's make the most of it. It's not too cold. I'm at the Aln Valley Railway, near Alnwick. The branch, of course, used to go through to Alnwick, but when they widened the A1, which you might just hear rumbling in the background, the line was cut off. I'm going to visit later on the original station, which is now a big bookshop next to a supermarket. But we're here at Lionheart, which is basically the new terminus of the line. They're roughly halfway through to get into Alnwick, where it joins the East Coast Main Line, and where there's Main Line station, of course. That being the case, it will become a rather useful little railway, but we're going to travel on the extent of it, which is halfway along, and I'm wondering when it's finally open, whether they will operate some kind of a connecting service into the town, because it is a bit of a trek into Alnwick from Lionheart station. It's called Lionheart, by the way, because it's just off the edge of an industrial estate called Lionheart Industrial Park, or some such way of saying it. I kind of imagined it looked rather industrial, but in fact you go down a small country road for only a few yards or so, and you're actually in quite a rural area, so it's not quite as hair-raising as it seems. Right, so here we are, the coaches, a couple of Mark 1s in blood and custard. Little care one, but I always like that. That gives me much more of an impression of a real railway. And let's see what our motive power is for today. It appears to be a J94, but one of those with the sort of curved down cabs to take into account where they're operating. It's an NCB locomotive. Currently chucking out black smoke ready for the 11 o'clock departure. Number 2 area, Durham. Number 60 is the locomotive number. And in unlined black. And yeah, we look forward to travelling out. Let's have a little wander over here to where where we can see something of the shed. There's a nice old coach panel there, which I suspect has been in use as somebody's garden shed or the like at some point. Over here on this thing, we can see the paces now. I think there's virtually every heritage line now has some paces because they're selling them off so cheaply. And they are, let's face it. And some of the weekends are paces. I was lucky enough to just be happening to be here during steam and diesel weekends, so it's not always steam. And here we are. Here's some of the motive park. You can see an English electric shunter in there. I can't see it complete, but the green, I would be 100% certain it's Hudswell Clark by the outline there. And locomotive called Richborough, which nice little side tank with outside cylinders. There's a Peckett, Lubber Peckett, and a more or less centre cab NCB diesel, numbered 110 711. I'm not quite certain how that complicated number comes about. I think there was a excuse me, a British Railways Drury type thing there, but it says Drax, so I don't, whether it's XBR or not, I don't know. The inevitable grounded body, plus a little further up some other bits of rolling stock, a brake second in blood and custard, a War Department box van, looks to Southern design, another box van, and there's a signal box. So yeah, much pleasanter looking bit of railway line than I was envisaging before this visit. So let me just sort myself out, and we'll be having a trip on the drain very soon indeed. Oh, let's just mention this rather nice footbridge, which I think has been reinstated from somewhere else. I'm not sure where, but I would say it has. So actually, before we stop, let's have a wander up the footbridge and get the view from up there. We've got some time now before the train departs, so we've got plenty of time to do these exploratory things. Probably here it's got a metal floor, not a wooden one. Here my dainty feet stamping around with it. We'll have a wander up platform 2. Yeah, and there we go. Rather lovely view. I'm not sure you can, apart from a clump of trees, I'm not sure you couldn't see right down to Alnwick with this, but there we are. And we shall not discuss the fact that it's Alnwick and it's Almouth, and the river is the River Aln, so you can work out why one thing and why it's the other. And you can probably hear now the A1 Alnwick bypass, which is why the railway was curtailed. In fact, it's parallel to the A1, but the line would have carried on directly. Right, let's wait for the departure of the train. And aboard we are in the compartment coach. The upholstery is blue, which is very much first class, but I suspect this was second class. It's been reupholstered and with the appropriate paintings framed on the wall, which is always something I used to love when I was going on British Railways trains, but which sadly went in the middle. The arrow of indecision. And it says there, paintings donated by Christine Tozer, which obviously works as an advertisement for a fine artwork. So what time have we got now? Not long now before departure from Lionheart, heading to the other end of the line. And away we go from Lionheart Station. You can see the signboard there. You can say it's Lionheart, it's just Lionheart. All the new buildings going up. It's an old highway. Only 2 coach trains, not a lot of hard work for the locomotive. Can't see for the back of that actually, but there's locomotives there. When you slightly would like to regain your course of the line.
Future coal will probably come, like it is for the steelworks now, is coming from Bolivia, Australia. Well, it would come from Russia or the Ukraine, but it's not at the moment. And it's not necessarily such good coal, or not as clean.
Back, Marin, come back here.
And we're all coupled up and ready to go. As timetable goes, a bit of oiling going on. As awkward as ever. Now there's a rather impressive little viaduct just before the station, so we'll see that when we're going to film and record the journey back. So if you're listening to the audio version on BCB radio, then you won't see it, but you'll probably hear us going over it and I'll tell you about it. But if you're watching the Transporter Video Extra on YouTube, then you will see it. There we go. So we'll wait for departure now. My watch is showing 11:29, departure's at 11:30. Interesting fact, looking at the rail there, and obviously it's the first train of the day. This Saturday night is the first train this week. But interesting that the polished bit of rail where the wheels have been over is right in the middle, and there's still rust at either side. So I'm not sure. I think that indicates that the wheels and the tyres, as it were, on the locomotive are in good nick. There's the whistle. So like I say, we'll have a look at Fallodon and I'll tell you about it as we go across. Away we go. Very gentle bark on this locomotive. The black smoke coming out the chimney at the moment. It's a very gentle right and turn. With a broad footpath to our left. Why that's straight, white, so broad and nice. See, it's a public footpath. It's quite possible those things where it's adopted when the railway was going. And therefore, the railway will make sure it's available. It's rain coming down now, so it's looking a little harder doing that when you're on the way down. Bit of a journey. Still major gradient nice spot. And now we're heading to the viaduct now. You'll take a right turn the footpath's over. You can walk over it if you wish. Yes, you can. The original iron railing was there. Additional wiring has been put in, presumably because it's actually a thing now, it's a thing, but oh, there we go. But presumably because of the public footpath. And it's a bit high, you know, there's no major gradients that way, but you are quite high above the valley. You're not actually following the valley of the River Aln, so something down there, not sure what, but I was going out the viaduct. It's rather strange metal things, but something of there to make sure the fence post between the railway and the footpath are nice and firm. There we are, that's the viaduct. And heading back to Lineheart Station. Well, here we are at what was Alnwick Station. Just looking at it, it's now Barter Books, a famous second-hand bookshop, but looking at it, it's just incredible that such a station, which shows such importance to the town of Alnwick, was closed by Beecham's axe, but it's still rather wonderful. It's still pretty much intact. The canopy out the front is still there. The large train shed is still there with its overall roof. And although this is a well-known second-hand bookshop, but very famous, it's rather a shame that the Aln Valley Railway will never be able to use it, but small blessings. Welcome to Sea Houses, and nice panel here about the railway age in Sea Houses, Northumberland Light Railway. And in fact, there's the photograph of the station. Now if you turn round, you might have a chance to read it on the text, you can freeze afterwards. You can see over there a wall. Well, you can't really see for the greenery at the moment, but that was the platform. So if I sort of swing around there like that, and then there's the photograph, you can just about see how things have changed since 1923, but perhaps not to get a full line on it. Being a light railway, of course, it's not the easiest thing to discover relics, but up here would have been the course of the line. See what other relics I can find. Well, I'm not 100% certain. I'm 99% certain that we're now on the track bed of the Northumberland Railway. I'm heading back into Sea Houses. Took a bit of finding, so it was quite a delight to find that was a footpath, which, yeah, I mean, we're on an embankment up both sides. There's a clear path through. It's got to be the path of the railway, which is a delight given that this is a railway that closed, you know, relatively early on, pre-beaching. So it's nice to see that its course has been preserved, albeit you'd be hard pressed to know this was a railway, you just perhaps to get the footpath, but of course we have the eagle eyes and we recognise the idea. If I just look over this wall here, you can see a much older gate which may or may not be part of the original railway. Past a rather nice honeysuckle tree, and as I say, heading back into Sea Houses now. I don't know how far the footpath goes, whether it gives you access right through to the main line, but in a sense it's a shame it didn't last a little longer. It would have been a lovely heritage line with a connection to the East Coast main line, only 4 miles long, so maintenance relatively simple, and Sea Houses, because of the Farne Islands and the Puffins, is almost certainly a big draw for tourism. And perhaps in the harsh winter months, a connection for the locals onto the East Coast main line would be good. Now we're crossing another little footpath, which I assume was yes, there we are, past Sea Houses Social, which I assume was a crossing. And in light railway style, you can see we are dropping quite slowly down. So it would have been a steady gradient. And of course, this is one of the first lines to be fully dieselised, albeit with one little diesel, which they had, and coaches. And usually no trying of the petrol engined rail buses, which some light railways favoured. Past some rather extensive electrical poles and the big lump of convolvulus. So yeah, pleased to find something of the Northumberland Light Railway still there to see, and a plaque to remember it by in the main car park in Sea Houses. where once the Northumberland Light Railway come in. This is Chathill. Chathill is a lovely station. There's not much at Chathill, and it obviously serves as a focus for the various villages as a railway station, but the signal box is still there. This appears to be in private hands, so looking very nice. There's level crossing. It's still known as Chathill Junction, which is interesting. Station house is still in use as private residence with the orange tangerine sign on, and the big sign Chathill for sea houses. And actually it's just coming through now. Let's have a wander up here. It's if I may judge a Voyager unit coming through. Condition. It says danger falling hazards, I don't know, but it looks like it might be being restored, so that's rather nice. And there's Chathill written in white bricks, red gravel, and absolutely charming gardens. So all in all, a lovely little station, and one that you think, as many stations that close, this one survived. I think I'm looking over there now to the other platform. I think that is the former Sea Houses Bay platform. I'm not 100% certain of that, but I'm pretty certain in my own mind that's what it is. You can also see the extension of the platform for when it was there. I'm not sure what the service is here. Let's go see if we can find a timetable. It's certainly a very pleasant place to wait, although I can't see anywhere under cover if it's raining, but we shall find out as we wander back down the platform. Of course, East Coast Main Line, I don't need to tell you that, do I? But it's always nice when the owners of these formerly, I can't really see it there. I thought there was a clear sign as to how you can't get to it. Ah, here we are. So we're on the Newcastle Malmouth side, which doesn't help a great deal. Oh no, there's Chathill. So yeah, Metro Centre to Chathill. I don't know why Chathill is classed as the final station. You'd have thought going that little bit extra up to Berwick will be there. So we've got from here 1, 2, 3, well, actually a couple of trains a day really. Leaving, we've got 7:08, and then the next train after the 7:08 is a 7:15, and that runs a little bit later on a Saturday, so not exactly the most extensive service. I'm sure it could handle more, but as we mentioned in last month's Transported, as stations further down the line, this service has been reduced and reduced and reduced, and there's campaigns to get the trains coming back in again. But there we go, a little look at the Northumberland Light Railway and its environs.